Hi, Marshall.
Hey, John, how you doing today?
All right.
How you doing, Marshall?
Hello, everyone. Just like to thank you for joining us today. Today is Friday, February the 26th, and thank you and welcome to our first Cable, Video, and Telecommunications Commission's meeting. We will begin with the roll call. Again, I am President Trippy Congo, Chair. Commissioner Carrera.
Present. Hello, everyone.
Commissioner Fields. Commissioner Fields.
I said present. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. We can hear you now. Commissioner Darby.
Okay.
Commissioner Darby. Commissioner Rago.
Present.
Commissioner Terrence Williams.
Present.
Commissioner Kelly Williams.
Present.
Commissioner Steparo.
Present.
Commissioner Allen. Commissioner Allen. And I think we have been joined by Commissioner Darby.
Yes, I'm here, present. I was having issues logging on.
All right, thank you. I want to circle back. Is Commissioner Allen with us? I do see her name on here. Commissioner Allen, if you're able to unmute yourself. She might be having some technical difficulties also. All right, we'll circle back. All right, before we get started, just like to make a motion to adopt the minutes from our October 23rd, 2020 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the minutes from the 2020 October 23rd meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Minutes adopted. All right, so we're going to change the agenda around a little bit. We're going to start with the Fcc Order Updates, and for that we are going to need to go into executive session. So I will accept the motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go into executive session. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
We will go into executive session. I believe WITN will walk us through that process.
Yes, I sent a link to all of the commissioners and to yourself, Chairman Congo, and also to the invited guests. There should be a separate email with that other meeting link.
So we should come out of this one and then go into the new link and then come back to this one at some point, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
is this,
All right, I think we're still waiting for Commissioner Fields.
You have to get out of executive session and go in. I'm in, Commissioner Cabrera.
Yes, we see you, Commissioner Cabrera. Thank you. I think we're still waiting on Commissioner Fields. Daniel, if you're able to reach out to Commissioner Fields to see if she needs any assistance, please.
Yep, I'm reaching out to her now.
All right, thank you. Do I need to make another motion to resume the regular meeting?
I think so, because
Yes,
we
please.
returned from executive session.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that as soon as Commissioner Fields is with us.
Seems she's having some issues with her internet connection, Mr. President.
Okay, do we want to wait for her, or do we want to move forward? Anyone from the commission give any input?
We have enough for a quorum, so I think we can move forward. Would you agree, Reagan?
I agree.
Okay, all
I
right,
agree.
thank you.
And I have a procedural question before you reopen. Are we voting
Yeah.
today on anything, or is it, I know there's an RFP to be presented. Is that just being presented, or is there a vote required?
There's no vote required. We just want to be able to inform the commission that an RFP is out there. So,
Okay.
you know, that's the whole
Good.
purpose.
Okay, thank you, Marshall.
All right, so I will accept a motion to resume regular business.
So moved.
Second,
It's been moved in second to resume normal business. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, this time we will resume our normal meeting. All right, thank you. At this time, we're going to, under new business, we're going to have our cable television educational channel manager, the RFQ.
Yes, Ms. Chairman Congo. Yes, I just wanted to share with the commissioners so that they're made aware is that our Ed TV contract for the cable television educational access channel manager, that contract expires June 30th of this year. So one of the things we wanted to do was to get an RFP out in time before June 30th in. So what's before you today is an actual RFP. The RFP was issued on February the 19th. And what the RFP means, it goes out for bid. We did have a pre-proposal conference yesterday for anyone who has any questions or, you know, about the proposal. They could join in via a Zoom link. If anyone has any written questions regarding the proposal, that is due by March the 2nd. The actual proposals are due back by March the 12th. We will conduct any interviews on April the 19th. And during that time, there will be another CVT commission because we like to get the input from the CVT commission on that recommendation, which at that time it will have to be voted on. And then sometime between April the 20th and April the 23rd, the recommendation will be announced. As far as what we're looking for in the educational channel, it didn't change much from when we last did the RFP, but of course, we wanted to serve the educational needs and interests of the greater Wilmington community, both children and adults, based upon the city's 4 school districts. We want to provide an educational outlet for school-age youth. One of the things I just want to mention that's very critical with this RFP is when it comes to funding, the city is not providing any funding for the educational access channel. So the entity chosen, must provide funding commitments or demonstrate funding raising capabilities that are sufficient. So we do have like a 6 or 7 page RFP that talks about what we're looking for, the scope of the services, the management, the programming, the technical quality, and the timeline. So all that is outlined in the RFP. And I hope you all had an opportunity to take a look at that. And also the RFP process was also advertised in our news journal as well. This information is also on the city's website, the city council's website, as well as WRTN's. Are there any questions?
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Yes, Commissioner Rego.
So I just want to make sure I was reading this correctly, and I think you answered my question, but I didn't see any huge difference in what we were looking for the last time we went out for an RFP for the education channel. And just for some of the newer members of the commission, the notation you made about the city not putting money into this that's not changed. That's where we were last time too. All we're doing here is giving the use of one of our PEG channels to whatever operator may come in as the RFP.
That's correct, Commissioner Rego. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Do any other commissioners have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, thank you, Marshall. At this time, we're going to go to an update from WITN, Channel 22, regarding the station's programming. Who's going to speak to that?
Okay, sorry, just unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you to the whole Commission for this opportunity to present before you today. My name is Yesenia Taveras, and I am the station manager for WITN 22. I want to say thank you for the opportunity to lead the station during the 108th session of Wilmington City Council. Before I get into the numbers here, to date, I have not received the proper city-owned resources, tools, and documents for WITN station in regards to operations. However, we have been able to build as a team what I'm going to go over today. The mission of WITN station is to provide specific information and share stories, places, and events and activities across Wilmington that informs Wilmington residents about governmental affairs and services, opportunities for civic and community engagement, and culture affairs to help build a strong future. We do this through 2 sectors of programming. We have the government news and we have the community news. So what I've presented to the commission is what we've been able to do in a little over of 30 business days in operations during the 108th session. We've completed a total of 52 programs, and within those 52 programs, that includes city council meetings, city committee meetings, 2-minute drills, 22 news, Black History Month feature series, COVID-19 updates, federal news, and need to know. And so I'm going to go in details in regards to what each program does and highlights. And before I go into that, I do want to bring attention to the value of the team. We're currently operating with only 6 staff members and we have 2 vacancies. So amongst the 6 of us, we're getting everything done for the station. 22 News program is our news program that covers the news and events happening in and around and directly affecting the city of Wilmington, its residents and its communities. And these videos are usually between 1 to 3 minutes in length. And they deliver content in various reporting styles. And I would like to say thank you to not only the team, but there's so many people at WITN who are stepping up out of their comfort zone and creating news packages. And I'm seeing more and more of that happening just in the brief moment that we've been able to work together. So I definitely want to make sure everyone goes to our WITN22.org website, follow us on Facebook and social media platforms at WITN22 Wilm to see the work that we're creating. 22 News Features is a longer form of 22 News, and that content is covering the news and events happening in and around the city of Wilmington that directly affects our residents and our communities. But these videos are between 3 to 5 minutes long, and they're more of a feature style story, a longer news coverage, often scripted and voiced. And they typically involved multiple shoots, multiple subject matters, people we're interviewing in the community, and some of them could be evergreen as well. The Black History Month recognition videos you have to take a look at this. This is great work as well. It's an opportunity where we brought something different to the station, and it spotlights locations throughout Wilmington where significant events occurred, historic figures, businesses, and organizations recited that were essentially important to the history of African Americans in our city and our state. It's a different angle. We did do a series last year in the previous session, but this year we actually focused on historic figures and businesses and organizations. Great work again from the team. Please visit our platforms to see the work that we do. And this is also on our Comcast Channel 22 station. 2-Minute Drill is a program made up of individual segments featuring Wilmington City Council members addressing their constituents directly on updates and important issues concerning their district and their city. So this is the opportunity for all council members across the line, all of them, to really present one-on-one to the constituents through the camera. So for example, we had Councilwoman Rashima Dixon. She was the first 2-minute drill, and she was able to talk about items that were on her agenda for the Health, Age, and Disabilities Committee meeting. But we also had the opportunity to record Councilwoman Oliver and Councilwoman Darby to talk about what's going on within their district. So I'm very excited about 2-Minute Drill as well, because we're getting more exposure for city council members. It kind of went dormant in the 107th session because we were hit by the pandemic so heavily. But now we're taking a big deep dive on this and telling council members to get involved, especially the new council members on board. So we're really looking forward to the expansion of 2-Minute Drill during this session. But again, within the first 30+ days, I think it's just there's like 36 or 38 days, we already have 3 council members who've done 2-minute drills. So air times, one thing I do want to bring to the attention, the air times for these programs. So I've been able to work with our the company that contracts our programming is Cablecast, and I've been able to work with Cablecast in regards to selecting certain time slots for these programs. And currently, right now, they are not on our WITN22.org website, and so I'm working with Cablecast to have that up on our website, because I think it also should be on there. It hasn't been on there, I think, since November of 2018. And so that's something I want to re-implement and bring back in the 108th session, is to have program time slots visible. Although you can click on the program and watch them, I think it should be also beneficial to have a program schedule visible so people know 22 News, if I want to catch that, I can go to channel 22 at 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. Black History Month videos are directly right after that. And then we have 2-minute drill at 5:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. This is daily. And we have the regular city session of city council meetings, which we have time slotted at 12 a.m., 6 a.m., 12 p.m., and 7 p.m. And city council meetings are at 3:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 3:30 p.m., 5 p.m., and 10:30 p.m. Now, our program is heavily catered towards the council meetings and committee meetings and making sure that our constituents are informed of what's going on the government side. And then we fill in the program with what we're also doing as a team to cover the news out in the community. And some other fillers that are not mentioned that I would like to bring attention to. We also cover Governor John Carney's COVID-19 press briefing. And we also have PSAs from the Center for Disease Control. And something that I would love to bring back, and I noticed that just started on February 6th of this year, is President of the United States, Joe Biden, has brought back the President Weekly Address for the United States of America. That's something that Bill Clinton had started, and then it continued on, and then it stopped, I believe, in 2018. And President Joe Biden brought it back. And historically at the station, what we've been able to do is air those weekly addresses from the President of the United States as well. So that's the programming side. And I did send to the commission the stats. I spoke with the team this morning as well, and I wanted to give just some brief updates on what we've been able to do social media wise. So within just a little over 30 days for Facebook, we had in January 19 a total of 5,515 followers. And as of February, right now, as we're at the end of February, we have a total of 5,647. Our YouTube has also gone up as well. We are at currently 1.9 views. So that came up just slightly from January. January was about 1,849, 976, but right now we're at 1.9 million. We also have our subscribers for YouTube have gone up tremendously. I like to say our social media was dormant prior to 2017, and the numbers have gone up tremendously. We have total videos of 3,950 on our YouTube channel. If you visit us at WITN22 Wilm, throw a plug in there. But we have a total of 2,350 subscribers as of January, and that went up to 2,391. And total videos went up as well. So we're constantly producing content for the station. And I do want to say what I prepared on the Excel spreadsheet for the commission, that was based off of the data that I pulled from our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel currently is the only channel that houses all of our videos as it's happening currently, and also it archives all of our videos. I'm working with Swagit, which is the company that is supposed to be archiving our videos on our WI1022.org website as well. They haven't been doing original programming since 2018. So I'm working with them to make sure that the work that our team is producing is being shown and visible, because I believe that's necessary. And so I'm working to have, like I just mentioned, like the 22 News, the 22 News features, the 2-minute drills, all the programs we produce, I want them to have their own slot on our WI1022.org's website, and Swag is the company that's responsible for that. And so that's something that's in the works right now. But I definitely want to bring that back and have a designated area where these programs can be shown. But right now, YouTube is archiving all of that for us. And we also have Instagram for those who want to follow us on Instagram. We have a total of 1,848 followers now. So that went up from January. And Twitter, we have a total of 6,908 tweets to date. And those are just some key numbers in regards to the growth of where we've gone. I do want to say, the team has been working tremendously hard, being not fully staffed at WITN22. We are constantly out in the field. I like to say it sometimes. I think people forget we're in a pandemic because WITN22 has been operating as if we are not. And so that's why you constantly see us in the community, we're covering the news, and we're also making sure that the city council meetings and committee meetings are covered. And just some updates real quick on some internal things. Our HAVAC renovations are still ongoing. The pandemic has affected some of the crew there, and then that has prolonged the turnaround time for that. So that's still currently ongoing. And because of because that has not been completed. I'm sorry, was that a question?
I'm just gonna try to remind everyone to please mute your phones.
Okay, thank you. So just wanted to briefly update everyone because I did see some of these items were spoken in the October 2020 meeting. So I wanted to make sure I just kind of updated the team here, the commission as well. So in regards to the HVAC renovations, that's like I said, it's still not completed. Hopefully we'll have it done within the next 2 weeks. But until that's completed, then will we restart the renovations on Studio B. So we haven't completed Studio B yet. And just some things that we're bringing to the attention of staff that they've really jumped on already is the opportunity to use our funding for training opportunities that was underutilized in the 107th session. I believe staff hasn't received training since 2019, others since 2018. And so they're jumping on that and they're taking advantage of it. So that is the opportunity for growth where we're actually meeting right now. And just a few items in regards to the facility itself that I've observed. The possibility of a security breach. The doors on the studio were actually taped, and I'm not sure if the contractors did that. We already took care of that, but I just want to make mention that it was noticed and it was documented, and we just need to make sure that those doors are stayed firmly locked because of the amount of equipment we have stored in there. And that's all I have for my updates, unless we have questions.
Yes, do any commissioners have any questions? I'm not able to see if anyone has their hand raised. I apologize. But if any commissioners do have any questions, please ask them at this time. All right, Yesenia, we want to thank you for that update. Great job. Thank you for everything that you and your team are doing down at WITN.
Thank you so much. And again, just please follow us, WITN22.org, and subscribe to our social media accounts so you can stay up to date on what's going on, not only with your government officials, but also in the community, because we are out there. Thank you.
All right, thanks again. At this time, we're going to have an update report from Red Clay Consolidated School District regarding the operations of the Educational Access Channel. Who's going to speak to that?
I am, my name is Robert Markopoulos, Commission. Thank you for having me. I'll be talking about EdTV and everything therein.
All right, thank you for joining us. We're ready when you are.
Okay, great. Well, as everybody else knows, we're all dealing with a lack of staff or whatever, but we are lacking students and school activities, which makes it pretty difficult for us. But we've actually been doing pretty well with our usual programming and still putting out the usual, little less than usual, but a fairly amount of good stuff that we're still putting out there. I've updated you with a list of our programming. Our Red Clay this month, we are on our 54th episode, which is airing now, which features Teachers of the Year and is a really good in-depth insight into the teaching profession and why teachers decided to go into it and the struggles they're dealing with during the pandemic, but how they're dealing with adversity and overcoming that. So it's a really good show that's airing now. We have our next episodes taping in March, and following there, we'll still be going. We've used what we can to bring in guests via Zoom, but it seems to be working for all our shows. So that seems to be good. Our Red Clay Cook-Off Family Style usually is our nutrition manager hosted show. Usually we have teachers and students on, but because of this, we're limiting it to just our host. But because of that, we have to try to come up with different ideas. So we're preparing shows that we film actually next week that are teaching parents on the go how to create meals, 3 meals with 3 ingredients. So we're trying to face head on the challenges of what's out there and try to help parents that are home, how they can do more with nutritious foods if they can't get out or make many trips to the grocery store. So we're trying to see what the problems are in society within the school district and try to meet them head on and come up with programming to address that. Our good stuff is basically a wraparound show that has short little documentaries. Our last one is airing now. From the first half of our school year, the one we're in pre-production now will focus on an author visit via Zoom, the vaccination process within the schools in conjunction with DOE, and a few other things which we're still working on right now. Our soapbox, which is based on the MICVA Challenge, a national instituted soapbox, if you will, for kids all across America. The one for Wilmington went on in the middle of February, and we have that program that we're airing right now. We're going to take, and that includes all kids from all over Wilmington area. We will chop that up to make our soapbox show more relevant that we've been doing for the past couple of years. Our weekly children's reading program is updated weekly. It's still going. We're on season 2, episode 25, and that's produced by one of our 3rd grade teachers over at Baltz Elementary. Our Eye on Wilmington segment is our block of time that we set aside for community filmmakers, documentarians to submit anything they feel that, anything they feel worthy that they'd like to share. And so far, good old contributor, Mr. Khalid Watson, keeps on contributing to us, and he keeps it going with more and more content that we're updating every week. So we're very thankful to him and open it to any other filmmakers within the area to submit to us anytime they'd like to. We are wrapping up our Black History Month programming. We currently are running specials, movies, interviews, historical interstitials and bumpers every hour of the week to highlight Black History Month. We are also finishing, as we speak, our Black History Month promo, which should be done by end of day today. We are using stuff we've created as well as Creative Commons work and stuff that is public domain. So that's how we're filling out, but it's important to us to have something every hour not on the hour, but every hour there's something new and exciting to learn. We are currently filming right now in post-production, actually, Guess the Artifact, which we're working with the Social Studies Department to bring along an hour-long program, as well as some social media content for our viewers to learn about documents, artifacts, and historians. So we are currently doing that as well. That's some programming updates. Some of our news and noteworthy updates. We are continued producing content with the Wilmington Children's Choir and Wilmington Opera. We're updating that weekly, as well as a continued partnership with Delaware Children's Museum. We just produced content for the upcoming Delaware Sustainable Chemistry Alliance seminar, Catalyzing Change, which we filmed stand-ups and a fireside chat with former Governor Jack Markell. So we just finished that. Our Education Station Student Voice Center bus continues to visit various locations. Right now, obviously, it's cold out, so hopefully in the spring we'll have a big push for that. But in November, since we last met, we visited the Walnut Street YMCA. We plan to do some more of kind of outreach to that to capture student voice in the community in the spring. And it's been very successful. People are very happy with it. We've collaborated successfully with Channel 22 and NBC 10 to share stories that we've documented here, as well as to give them footage that we've captured. Because of our collaboration with the DSCA, we are working in the planning stages with FAME on their new building about possibility of creating a satellite station there or media center, sponsored by Red Clay and Ed TV, through an invitation from Mr. Don Baker. We are also in talks with the board at Theater N, which my senior producer, Moises Velazquez, is on the board about creating a film festival in the city. So our goal is to hopefully see beyond what we're dealing with right now and having everything open up eventually. And we want to jump both feet in to have EdTV be a big part of the community as we move forward. And that's what we're in the planning stages for that as well. So that's pretty much what we have so far for EdTV. We're currently doing everything we can to put more new programming. Our ears and eyes are always open for more interesting, exciting, educational, and informative stuff. So thank you again for the opportunity to have this channel. We're very excited, and I look forward to doing more with you all in the future.
All right, thank you. Great information. Do any commissioners have any questions or comments?
I just have one, Robert.
Yes, sir.
John Rago. The signal for EdTV, it's in the city. It's also in the county, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Good. Okay, because that should be shared throughout the county.
Yes.
And you're still headquartered at McCain?
Yes, we are still at McCain High School.
Right. And you still have the students doing lots of the work.
Right now, it's a little difficult.
Okay.
To be honest with you, it's a little difficult because within the hybrid model, there's far and few between that are coming in the schools right now, to be honest with you. So like I mentioned before, our cooking show next week, we'll have a few students there to help out. But when you have classes that were usually 30 are now down to 3 or 4, and it's dwindling, it's tough. It's tough.
All right. Well, we'll eventually pull out of it and you'll be back to normal, hopefully. But for other commissioners who maybe have an opportunity, should visit McCain High School and see the operation you have there, because it's very nice. It's very nice for the kids. So thank you, Chair, and thank you, Robert.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner Rago. Do any other commissioners have any comments or questions? If so, please speak up.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you called on me yet.
Yes,
Hello?
Commissioner Cabrera.
I have a hard time hearing you. Okay, so I wanted to ask if, even though there's the hybrid model, are students able to produce videos outside of the school? Maybe things that they're just working on or interests that they've taken up, and submit those videos to be shown on the channel?
It would, Madam Commissioner, it's the hope that model would work. It's a struggle, I'll be honest with you, to get students to submit work that is not their daily course work. So we are asking. What we're getting, we're on certain projects when we put stuff out for like soapbox and certain things like that, we are getting it. And for a cooking show, we put stuff out there and kids are submitting committing videos that they're doing. Yes. For other things, when we ask for certain, like when we asked for Black History Month submissions, unfortunately, we weren't getting anything. So we had to make do. But we would love to have as many people from every school district, and I've gone and visited other school districts and asked for support to submit to us, because we are open, our airwaves are open to any and all that have educational programming to submit and to air.
If I could follow up. So I was thinking, especially with everything that's going on with COVID, and young people are feeling a certain way just from the comments I'm getting from my own son, who just recently said, I feel like, I'm like, my whole high school experience is gone. Like, I'm not even experiencing it, all the stuff that you go through when you're in high school. So he's pretty creative, but I'm thinking that maybe having a show or an interview or a Q&A where, we really reach out to the young people and get some other ideas. What are they doing? How are they feeling? just give some feedback, and how do you, look at a future post-COVID? What does normal look like? Just an idea that I was thinking, even, just in having those conversations with my own son. And I could talk to him and see if he'd be interested in maybe spearheading or doing that with his friends. But just to get the conversation rolling around that, because our young people are really starting to go through some mental stuff that we're not even aware of. But it's there. I mean, one day when my son said that he was having a really bad day, he says, I'm not gonna kid around, man. I was feeling kind of depressed. And I'm like, I've never heard him say that he's ever felt depressed before. So I know that this is getting to them. So maybe this could be an outlet that we can engage our young folks into a conversation about how to keep each other up and motivated. Because this, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and that's a great idea. I mean, the thing that I just want to address that we did on our last, not this previous, but the previous regular this month, we invited students on, and we did ask them those questions, and that's another reason why we created that education station or the student voice center, so we can go out to them and we've been hearing those. We've been hearing depression. We've been hearing, I miss my friends. I miss my interaction with my teachers. So these are little stories that we do share on our social media, but we can combine them to a longer format to see all the stories that we do capture. So we do have that in mind. It's just a matter of getting more and asking them. But I think we also air town halls that our school district does with the students that we've had on for the past first half of the school year. So which are all about student and student ideas and what they're dealing with. But I like where you're going with it, and I definitely will put something down, and hopefully in the next couple of months we can address that and explore that even further.
Well, please feel free to call on me if you need any help, because my background is in television production. I started in communications at a very early age. So that's something I'd like to be involved in.
That would be great. As I said, I mean, as you know, probably our staff is me and one part-timer. So
yeah.
It
Thank you for what you're doing with your limited resources, with the limited production material. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
I appreciate that, and I would invite anybody who has ideas and stuff. Please reach out. I welcome the collaborations. I invite it, and without begging, I do. So thank you so much.
Well, count on me. I'll be a volunteer for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chair, I think the commissioner just talked herself into her own show.
I hear that. Yeah.
I did. I might even do a cooking show as an extra one.
You're invited. You're invited. I'm gonna hold you to that, Commissioner.
I can come on as a guest chef.
Yes.
Maria, I'm going to be on there with you.
I got 2 shows. There we go. I like that.
You just want to taste. That's all you want to do. And listen, I've been out over here cooking as well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cabrera. Do any other commissioners have any comments or questions? If so, please do so at this time. Okay, again, we want to thank you for working through COVID and everything that you are providing for our children. We really appreciate you coming in and updating us.
Thank you, sir.
At this time, we are going to have an update from DETV, the third-party operator for the public access lease access, for public access lease access. Who's here to speak to that?
Sorry, this is me, Ivan Thomas, Mr. President.
All right, thank you for joining us, Mr. Thomas. We're ready when you are.
Thank you for having me. It's been a crazy year, and first let me give thanks to the commission for having me, and thanks and kudos to my sister stations and the PEG network. The things that we've been doing since then is we had to take an abrupt pivot to figure out what we can do. And one of the things that we've done during COVID was to focus on getting information out about from everyone else. You know, lease access, a lot of people stopped coming in because of COVID, so we were forced to pivot. And what we did, and I'll just recap real quick, was in the early part of the year was to get the governor's COVID messages out. through broadcasting and our digital footprint. And with that, DETV is now able to reach over 500,000 homes within the Newcastle County. And the exact number is 555,133. And then another 20,000 online at the push of one button. And that's at the exact same time. So we're super proud of that. And when we figured that out, we stayed there, and then we started creating shows and started giving more content out. Now, we still have Twin B that comes in, the Spiritual Revival Hour for lease access, and everybody knows Twin B Brown. He's been around for about three decades now, and he's a huge part. And thanks to Yesenia and WITN covering the story where we dedicated the control room to Twin B. We also, with my team of 7 and then another 6 writers for our DTV Kids broadcast, we create, we still go out in the community. There goes Saquon. Everybody knows Saquon. And we, cover the news when we can. We also, with the press releases that we get, we have Naja Nicole from Delaware's Wilmington's Good Morning Wilmington show, giving community updates in the community. Those usually go out about 5 to 6 times a week. They're 1-minute pieces that allow us to go across all digital platforms, and we put those as interstitials within the programming for the week. Here is Good Morning Wilmington, a show that I created 5 years ago in the basement. And when we had a conversation with Naj and Jay, we decided hey, this would be a good footprint, a good idea to put them in front of the cameras where they can interview people, just regular people, the unsung heroes, and some people with some amazing star power. We got Chef Dana that does his cooking shows on there. And to speak about Chef Dana, we actually came up with in our vertical a cooking show called the Chef Dana Cooking Show. And in that Chef Dana Cooking Show, we decided it went so well that the entire kitchen in the background that you see right there, $57,000 kitchen, is in studio and was totally free and dedicated to the DETV Foundation by Bathroom Kitchen and the Tile Center in Ellesmere, Delaware. Also, our major sponsor is GE, who provided all the profile appliances such as the oven, that was just in the background. There you go. The refrigerator and all that good stuff. 75 came to about $75,000 that they donated. Also with the Chef Dana show, what we do every month is, get this, we send a signal to Fox News where in the morning they feature us and Chef Dana on their cooking segment. It's crazy. So we're super excited about that. So what we decided to do with Chef Dana was to create a culinary network. So Chef Dana, and if you don't know who Chef Dana is, he won the first season of Cake Balls. So Dana and I, he said, look, I'm going to open up my black book. So he opened up his black book, and we have celebrity chefs flying into Delaware, and they're cooking on our show, and that goes statewide. What we also did with Chef Dana, we saw that with the kids in Delaware and especially Wilmington, where we wanted to focus on is we created a cooking show, Healthy Choices, with DETV, where Chef Dana sits down and he creates 5 to 10 minute quick choices of alternative eating. Under that DETV Kids umbrella, we also created Homeschooled. I know we did a lot through this time. Homeschooled is we have, here to go, DTV Kids News. It's a 30-minute show that we have right here at the DTV Kids News, where we adopted Warner Elementary School kids to become newscasters. The next segment in here is a special shout out to King Creative, who's one of our partners and putting this together about the pandemic, routine, tips to do with routines. The panda name is Emic, pandemic. Get it? Yeah, gotcha. My daughter, she does letter of the day. The idea with that is to do letter of the day with, some high-powered people, such as council president, so kids can see who is running the city. The This is a part right here that we absolutely love. She is one of my writers. Her name is Dr. Susan Hendrick. And Dr. Susan Hendrick is a retired child psychologist. And in this section, she is talking about the mental state for kids, how to get through the pandemic. We also have a music section in there. This is Sticks Bones, world-renowned Sticks Bones. He's actually from New York. He plays with, if you remember Jodeci back in the day, he was the drummer for Jodeci. He is our music director. He makes all our music. All our music is copywritten and on ASCAP and protected and owned by DETV. So he makes it. He has a music section here. We also have your favorite art teacher, and that is Mrs. Cade. Now, the idea of these sections are broken down to use curriculum-based supplemental education. So kids can get taught while at home. So she breaks down her curriculum within 5 to 10 minutes. We also have, she's talking about butterflies here, the former teacher of the year, Miss Rebecca. Again, curriculum-based, it's for the kids. Let's see. What we also did under the DETV Kids umbrella was to create storytellers. Storytellers is an idea we had a while back, but when we saw Black History Month coming around, we partnered with the United Way. And what we did was we created 2 times a week this goes out. And every day. It goes in the morning, and then we play it again in the afternoon. And what it is, let me move myself out the way. Boop. And what it is people coming in and reading to kids. We thought it would be more beneficial if kids could have a view of the book. So we did a sky view, a bird's eye view of the book, so the kids could read along. We have everyone from, Greg Lloyd, county executive. We actually also have yours truly. Where's she at? Let me get her right there. Michelle Taylor of the United Way. Ashley Biden was scheduled to come in today. She rescheduled for next week. She saw this and she's like, yo, I want to be a part of this DETV Kids thing. Awesome. We have also a new show that we came up with. It's my show. And look who we got. Council President. And it's one-on-one with Ivan Thomas, where we just sit and talk about what's going on in the city of Wilmington. The great thing one of the things that we're really happy with, the partnerships that we had, we accumulated over this amount of time. And one is the Delaware Bluecoats. And they're in game right now. And this is a live feed coming from ESPN to us, so we could broadcast live on TV and social media. One of our partners, the Bluecoats, the Sixers are sharing the feed as well, and it's bringing a lot of eyes to it. They just got finished the game. The game started at 11:30. This is the post-game wrap-up. Sorry that you guys missed it. And so with that, the other partners that we have right now that we're working on is with the Christiana Care, and we signed that deal last week, and that idea and that program is sickle cell. They hired us, they hired and partnered with us that we can give information out to the Black and brown community about sickle cell, but also about CRISPR. And what CRISPR is, it's a gene editing possible cure for sickle cell. So we're partnering with them. We partner with Zip Code Wilmington. We're working on some stuff with them. Delaware Bluecoats, the state of Delaware. We just got off the horn with them, and we're super excited with that. We're producing 3 live shows every week in English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole to get information out about COVID and the vaccines and the truths and the rumors and all that. So we're working on that with them. We're working with Legislative Hall to get the legislators in Dover to get more involved and talk to the community. And that's going to be a statewide show as well. Where one of our partners is the Franklin Institute, who wants to get information about DETV, about health and wellness. And that falls under our DETV health and wellness vertical. Franklin Institute, King Creative, and DIAE, so we can have more stuff for DETV Kids. And I think I pretty much hit everything. Yeah, I think that's it. And we just produce. That's it. That's all I got. Got no more. Got no more. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Chair, I have a comment to make.
Oh, and one thing, the DETV, the games from the Blue Coats are being played in at least 5 bars and restaurants every other day. So, and in those the basketball games, we are playing local commercials. So it's crazy. So you can see a zip code commercial, you can see a COVID commercial, you can see, it's just awesome. And it's just giving more exposure. I was at Dorcia. If you haven't never been to Dorcia, go to Dorcia. I went to Dorcia the other night and we were watching the game and the COVID commercial came on. And the woman that works in the city county building, the lady next to me is like, "Oh my God, I know her," and it just became a whole conversation. So it was just awesome to see the ESPN on one screen, the hockey game on one screen, and DETV's Blue Coat game on the other screen with our commercials.
Great.
I have my hand up.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Ivan, for the awesome presentation. Any commissioners have any questions or comments?
I have my hand up.
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't see you up, but go ahead and.
Okay, Commissioner Cabrera here. Well, Ivan,
Okay.
first of all, congratulations. I mean, you're doing an amazing job, and it's been a while since I've been down there. But I have a couple questions for you. So I don't know if I missed this part, but is the kitchen actually located at the studio?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I definitely need to see that. I need to get in there too. Listen, I'm doing my cooking show too, so that I got the kitchen.
Long as you make some empanadas.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to do healthy eating here. All right, here's the other thing. With the sponsors. Oh, no, second, before that question. How are we getting the word out about all these amazing programs? Like, I mean, I know that not everybody knows to watch Channel 28. Not everybody has Xfinity, but what kind of public outreach are we doing? Because first you got education about COVID, which is amazing. Parents need to know that they can just turn on this channel and watch and have the kids watch and get an educational session while they're there.
Right.
How are we communicating this information so that more people watch?
And that's a great question. One of the things that we've in building our procedures and our procedures is not just how we create it, but how do we get it out to the public? And that's a huge part of what we do with it. So one way we're doing it is we create these little drops, 30-second, 1-minute drops. And then what we do on Facebook is we go back in and we put a significant amount of money behind these Facebook ads that go to Facebook and go to Instagram, and we implement those in between the shows as we go forward to keep people notified on what's coming out. What I've done is I designated. We have a social media department that when the show is created, the show is passed to the social media team. And what the social media team does at that point is they break parts of it down and then put another significant amount of money behind it to get it out there and pinpoint through with certain demographics who they go to. We're actually working on, and we're going to release it in March, our newsletter on what's going on. We just wanted to get that taken care of first. But I wanted to personally make sure that what we do is dominate that social media space. And that's what we're seeing in the return of our numbers. We're gathering on an average at least 5 people, new Facebook followers a day. And that's good for us, but not good enough. But that's how we're getting it out. And word of mouth is working. And then, my email chain that I have over a good amount of people that I send it out to.
Great. If I may, I have 2 things. Follow up on that one is, have we thought about going to the actual schools that are constantly communicating with parents? I get broadcasts all the time, and perhaps having the schools include a link on how parents can have the children watch this programming instead of them sitting around watching video games and other things, that they could literally watch this instead of the other programming that I know people are using television as a babysitter, and catch a break from the kids because they're doing all this stuff. Because I think that would be an excellent way to work with the school districts to see if we can say, listen, this is what we're doing here. We're educating, we're making sure that parents, children, everything that you're doing there, that could be a way that we can get more viewers to do that. So just a thought, and I'm happy to help you with that.
That'll be perfect.
The other question I wanted to ask you was sponsorship. Sponsorship. Do you have any sponsors? Is anybody helping pay for this stuff? Do you have, people coming in to sponsor? What are we doing with that?
Well, a good part of it has been coming out. I've been coming out of pocket. Now, lately, because after production, what we found out, Commissioner Cabrera, what we found out is people want to see concept first, proof of concept. So with the first episode of DETV, that's what we did. We put the first episode out November 1st, I believe it was. It took us a while to put it together. We put it out, and then when we put that out, then we came with the Storybook Corner, and people loved it. Now we do have a good sponsorship pool to pull from, but as you know, in production, this stuff is not cheap. It is not cheap at all, because what we have is on every production now, right? Every production, there are at least 10 hands. And what we've done since November was we actually employed 6 people, and not counting our consultants to help us get there. So we do need, and especially in TV, we do need more sponsorship and more money to keep this going, because, like I said before, this is a very expensive career.
It is. Well, let's find ways that we can help you as the commissioners, starting with this new session and the leadership of President Congo. Maybe putting together a little advertisement or what we would use as a presentation for sponsors, because we all have our connections, and we could send that to individuals that we know in the business community and see if we can start getting some support for this, because you're really filling a need in the community. You're educating people about this virus. Hopefully you'll have shots of people getting the vaccine for those that are still scared, and get that information out. I'd love to see something in Spanish too, to get out to the Latino community, so we can start advertising to them to make sure that they're watching. So I'm happy to work with you on all these things. I don't want to take up the time. Maybe other commissioners want to comment, but this is my passion, and you're just doing an awesome job, and I want to thank you.
Thank you. I would definitely be reaching out to you. And
I want to read
Latino is right around the corner.
Okay, I can read in Spanish to the children. How's that?
Matter of fact, I want to invite all the commissioners that's on to come read on Storybook Corner, and council people as storytellers and council members as well, because this is the thing, I want to make sure the kids see who's in charge, because what kids see right now is people who they want to be later on in life.
Well, while you're at it, let's have a cooking showdown. Just kidding.
Mr. Chair, I would like to make it noted that Commissioner Cabrera may have now gotten her second show of the day out of this meeting.
She's on. He just wants to eat my food.
But I do have a comment to make, Mr. Chair, and I know you want to wrap it up. We're almost 2 hours in. But as a commission member, and I don't speak for my other commissioners, but I'm sure they'll agree, it makes me very proud to think that we have a role in creating and helping to support WITN, EdTV, and DETV, and all the wonderful work that they're doing in our community. So I'm a very proud commission member, and I thank Ivan, and I thank Yesenia and Robert for their presentations today. So that was my comment. I just want you to know how much I appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Rego. Commissioner Fields.
Yes, I just like to say I have enjoyed everyone's comments, their presentations from WITN as well as DETV. My initial hand raise was to tell Ivan I need to read somebody a book. So I wanted to book my appointment like ASAP, because I just think it's important, like you said, that the youth see us reading. It's not so much of us being in charge. It's just that they too can have aspirations to get to the places that we've aspired to get to as well. I just want to say thank you to everybody on this call. It was just really good. I'm really excited to see what we can do, and I'm really hoping, like Commissioner Cabrera said, that we could, just get the word out a little bit more about these wonderful stations that we have right here in the small wonder of Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. So, I don't know if we could do a campaign or whatever, just to let people know, hey, this is exactly what's happening right here in Wilmington, Delaware. You don't have to go outside this small wonder to get what you need. So, I don't know if we can look into, what is it, like billboards, bus stop signs, whatever the case may be. Just let them know. We got it going on too. So that's the only thing I wanted to say, and I'm definitely glad to be a part of it, and get in where I fit in to do my part as a commissioner of this commission. So thanks, everyone.
I have a quick question concerning the facility I wanted to bring up, and I know I didn't want to call people individually, but I think this is a good time to ask. Since we've been here, we've been having issues with that heating system and the air conditioning system. Like this whole winter, we've been operating with no heat in this building. And Madam President was looking into it and before, but we haven't heard anything. And
okay, thank you for bringing that to our attention. I'll make sure that that Daniel, our chief of staff, follows up on that with you.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Do any other commissioners have any questions or comments? I don't see any hands raised, but I don't want to miss anyone.
Mr. Commissioner President, I didn't mention WITN. I couldn't get my hand raised. I was having technical difficulties, but I did also want to echo what Commissioner Rago said. I wanted to thank the staff at WITN as well, and the wonderful job that Yesenia is doing. So just wanted to make sure that I was on record thanking them as well.
Okay, thank you. Any other commissioners? All right, Ivan, again, man, job well done. Thank you for the update, and looking forward to working with you, man.
Thank you, Ivan.
Same here. I think we could do some great stuff showing what the new council is doing. We got the eyes and ears of the people, so whatever you need from me, just let me know.
All right. And just as Commissioner Rago said, we really do appreciate all the hard work that everyone is doing. All three presentations were very informative, and we just need to keep in touch and see how we can help each other and do best we can for our residents.
Good.
At this time, I'm going to ask anyone from the public if they have any comments or questions. I don't see anyone's hand raised. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. All right, seeing none. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I think it's a great way to kick off our first commission meeting. I'm looking forward. Our Commissioner Cabrera is rubbing it in our face, but that's okay. We still love you anyway.
Yeah.
So I will. With that, I will
accept
a motion to adjourn.
Yep.
So moved.
I make a motion that we adjourn to Puerto Rico.
That too.
Second.
Okay.
To
Thank
adjourn.
you all.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.